Hi everyone, it's Jessica. Today's April 15th, 2015, and this is VEDA Day 15. Today I was poking around on Twitter and I came across something that George Couros started about 6 weeks ago. The hashtag is EDUin30, and I thought it was really interesting that I had not come across this all of these weeks, but he started a really neat project where he's encouraging educators to upload 30-second videos answering a question that he poses each week, and just being able to share more among educators and put more transparency and reflection into our practice. Now, of course, reflection and transparency and growth are what I'm all about, so I was very excited about this project, and you can search the hashtag and see all of the amazing videos that people have uploaded so far. But he made a really great point, which is that we need more reflection, we need more sharing and transparency, and we need to be modeling growth, and everybody has 30 seconds a day or in a week. So I thought it was a really cool idea, and since I've missed the last 6 weeks, I also thought it might be a great VEDA video for today, and that I could answer all 6 questions. So here goes. The question for week 1 was, what is one practice in your classroom that you would like to share? I always used to read as a read aloud with my kids from the mix of files of Mrs. Basil E. Frankweiler. I read it every single year that I was a teacher, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, and it was over the years something that evolved into becoming an art detective mystery, and we got to talk about so many different rich conversations. So we talked about the 1960s and New York City and Michelangelo and different art techniques. We got to talk about context clues to solve a mystery. It was really fun when I was teaching at an arts integrated school because we were able to also incorporate a lot more about the art aspect of things, and really got to teach the content through the arts with that book. So it was super fun to do that. Question 2 is, what do you look for in a principal? Oh my gosh, so many things. Someone who models transparency and reflection and a growth mindset, someone who is a learner first and foremost and is always willing to try new things, but that those new things are grounded in a really clear rationale for why they are doing them. Someone who builds trust among staff and students and families. I think it's really, really important that things are built on strong relationships, and hopefully they spend as much time as possible in classrooms with kids, with teachers, understanding what's going on in their school. Somebody who's really passionate and enthusiastic about their work and their school community. And I think it's important for them to be a mentor and an advocate for teachers and for the teaching profession, and really pushing the boundaries and protecting their teachers when necessary, and advocating at the district level when necessary, but also able to really tie together all of the things that are going on in their school and make it a really wonderful place to work and to learn every single day. Question number 3 is, how do you build relationships in your work? This is something that has been really, really hard for me since moving to the district level, and especially hard for me in my new role that I took on in December. Being in the classroom, everything I did was built around relationships, and then when I moved into my new role supporting personalized learning for students, it was a little bit easier because we had a very specific group of pilot teachers and school leaders who we were supporting, and so I could build relationships with them. But now that I support all 5,000 teachers in the district and all school leaders at 190 something schools, and we're really trying to personalize professional learning for every single one of them, it's really hard to build relationships with them. Something that I think is important, though, is that regardless of what my role is that I spend time in schools, spend time with teachers, and that when I'm spending that time with them, that first and foremost I'm listening, and I'm supporting them whenever possible, and even if it's something small, that I'm going out of my way to help them and to make something, just a little bit easier for them or a little bit better for them. I also think it's really great to model positivity and a good attitude and fun. I think that we get so bogged down in education with all of the things that are going on, and I remember when I was in the classroom how much it meant to me even just to get an email from somebody at the district level, and having them say, hey, we really want to come visit your classroom, or I heard what you were doing with your kids and that's really awesome, or I saw this video of you, congratulations. Like, all of those little things made such a huge difference for me, and so whenever possible I try to do that as well. You'd be surprised how much a fun attitude, a funny gif, or just a positive message, telling someone to have a great day, those things go a really long way. So that's what I try to do to build better relationships. Week 4's question was, what would you do differently in teaching if you could? Oh my gosh, so much, so many things. One of the things that I've been thinking about recently is that I think it would be really amazing if for every expectation that was put on a teacher or leader, that the equal amount of support and time and space for them to accomplish that expectation would be given to them. So we would be a team and we'd be working together to accomplish these expectations, rather than one person coming up with the expectation, pushing it down on everybody else and saying, figure out how to do it, and not ever taking anything else off of people's plates. So I think that if we were able to do some of those things, it would make a really big difference in education. And I think it would also make a really big difference for students and teachers, because they would actually be able to accomplish the things that they needed to with the support that they needed, and they wouldn't feel as frustrated about it. I also think that it's really, really important that we only ever do things in education that are directly and obviously impacting kids and making kids' educations better. So that immediately, I think, would take off so many things from people's plates, because I don't understand why teachers are being asked to do things like taking data from one system, printing it out as a PDF, entering it into a spreadsheet, and uploading a spreadsheet to somewhere else. Like, why are teachers doing that? It doesn't make sense. So all of that other stuff that doesn't directly every single day help kids learn and grow wouldn't be something that they would do. So I think that would make a big difference. Week 5's question was, why did you become a teacher? Okay, well, I was an IT professional for several years, and I got to the point in my job where I started having these thoughts some days about, gosh, am I making the world a better place? Am I helping people? And even worse than that, there were some days where I wondered, oh, am I taking away from the world being a better place? Am I actually in some ways harming, this positivity that could be in the world? It just didn't feel super great sometimes, the things I was being asked to do and the things that were part of my job. And so when I was laid off from that job, I really, really wanted to have a job that I knew would be giving back, would be making the world better, and that would be really, really fulfilling to me every single day. And so that's why I chose education, because of that, and because I had worked with kids. I had taught dance for 14 years. I had been a nanny. I had done all kinds of things with kids, and my mom was an educator, and so my whole life I just was drawn to working with kids, and so it was just something that I thought would be really fulfilling for me and really fun. And it was. So yeah, it was great. The last question for week 6 is, challenge a practice or trend in education. Okay, training is not professional development, and not all professional development is created equal. So sitting in front of a PowerPoint learning about evacuation procedures, not PD, that's training. Listening to someone talk at you for 45 minutes about reading strategies, that's not valuable professional development. That is not helping everybody in the room to grow and to be better reading teachers and to help their kids be better readers. I think that understanding each learner's needs and providing choice and opportunities for them to really own their experience and to have a say in what it is they're learning, and for them to be able to say, this is where I'm coming from, this is where I need to go, this is what I need for you to support me with so that I can get there. Those are the kinds of things that make for the most valuable and meaningful professional learning experiences, so that teachers can really be growing and learning and be implementing things that matter every single day for their kids. So there's my 6 weeks of EDU in 30. Hopefully I was around 30 seconds on each of those. And I hope that you'll join in and answer maybe week 6 or some of the other questions as you see fit, and that you'll follow along with the hashtag with me. And hopefully I'll be posting a video each week to EDU in 30 as well. I want to say thank you to George Couros for creating this, and for the community for putting it out there on Twitter and continuing to keep it going so that I could come across it this afternoon. Hope everybody had a really great day, and I'll chat with all of you tomorrow.